Growing up as a younger gamer in England, it's safe to say I was a Sega kid. Other than Nintendo's handheld offerings, Nintendo's home consoles didn't really have a huge presence over here, or at least it didn't in my circle of friends. This meant that it wasn't until much later on I picked up a Super Nintendo, and I had missed out on such a huge library of amazing games. As anyone who owned one will tell you. There were a lot of consoles and games that I just didn't have access to as a kid, and I wanted to do this series so we can go back and look at all of the gaming goodness that I missed out on in my younger years, and I wanted to start this series off with F-Zero on the Super Nintendo. Even just booting up the game and hearing that music for the first time was incredible. After having played this game for a while, the one thing that really stood out to me above everything else was how good the music was. Obviously I can't play it to you in this video because Nintendo, they'll tell me off. And I appreciate that that's a little bit of a cock tease, but seriously go and look up the soundtrack, you'll love it. After taking in the sights and sounds, one of the main things that stood out to me is just how hard this game is. The AI really do not like me at all. Maybe they sensed weakness in me as a new player, but the amount of times they smashed me into walls and make me look stupid is more than I'd like to admit. I never felt like this game was unfair though, it's 99% skill based. You just have to learn the tracks and simply get good at them through practice. So it's a handy thing there's a practice mode to try out all the tracks and find out which vehicles you like using. I found myself drawn to the pink one. I've got no idea why. I really loved the variety of tracks too. Each setting felt completely different from the last, with the music just setting the scene perfectly. Not that you get much time to admire the scenery when you're doing 300 miles an hour and getting rammed up the bum by all the other ships on the track. Even though the game has its drawbacks, and it shows its age a little bit, with a lack of modes, with there just being Grand Prix and practice mode, and a sore lack of multiplayer, which I was really dying for to show my friends just how great I am at headbutting walls. I had a lot of fun going back and trying this one out, and you can easily see why it gained such a following. Until I got this, I'd only played the N64 version, and I didn't realise what I'd been missing out on. It's time for a comeback on the Switch maybe? Oh, and I really like the soundtrack. Did I mention that already?